Scarlet Everose here. Welcome back. Today we're diving into a new anime for a little change of pace, Jujutsu Kaisen. If you haven't seen it yet, don't worry. I'll give you a quick intro. It's a dark, thrilling, action-packed story about cursed energy, battles with supernatural beings, and the students and the sorcerers who fight to protect the world. And to start off, we're taking a closer look at the charismatic, cocky, and absolutely unforgettable Gojo Satoru. Before we jump in, thank you all for supporting these episodes. Even though we're starting a new anime, your love and engagement keep the series alive, and I'm so grateful for each single one of you guys. So before you guys think of anything, yes, I will always be a Hunter x Hunter fan. You guys know this by now. I've been doing this for over a year, and since I want to expand more of my channel, my podcast, and everything, I'm like, you know what, Jujutsu Kaisen seemed like a very good show. There's a lot more characters to analyze, because if I'm being brutally honest with you guys, I was getting short-handed on what character to talk about next. But you guys know me by now. I absolutely love Hunter x Hunter, and if you guys already know, I have a playlist already of all the Hunter x Hunter episodes I've done, so you guys can go watch it right there if you want. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being with me since day one. I cannot believe we're starting episode 38, and and I wanted to start real quick. I wanted to start off with Gojo because yes, I already knew about Gojo, but even before I even watched the anime, and I'm like, you know what? He deserves to be analyzed, even though I'm sure a lot of people already analyzed him before, but I want to take a different take on this in this video, which that's what I'm going to do. Also, if you guys want to follow my socials, you guys already know they're down in the description below, and yeah, let's get started. Segment 1, Series Overview. For anyone who hasn't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, here's a quick overview. Now, if you guys do not want to get spoiled, please click off this video right now. But if you guys don't mind and you guys want to hear about what it is, I'll tell you right now. So the story follows the main protagonist, Yuji Itadori, a high schooler who becomes involved into a world of curses and sorcery after a fateful encounter with a cursed object. So real quick, which I'll be doing a video on him next. Yuji Itadori is a high schooler that, before he lived with his grandpa and everything, but his grandpa got sick, and Itadori kept, visiting him a lot, and then, Itadori's grandfather has passed away. And then, all of a sudden, Itadori's friends, get, in trouble by these curses and everything, and Itadori eats a cursed object or a cursed finger, and he turns into another persona, which is called Sukuna. And Sukuna is a very, very old, ancient type of villain god that, has been put away for thousands of years. And, and he uses Itadori's body to kind of take over. And, Itadori, tries his best to save the world while the other persona of his, Sukuna, wants to collect all these fingers and become more powerful and take over the world, basically. And then, real quick, that's where Gojo actually takes him in and actually takes, him to this place called Jujutsu Kaisen, where all these sorcerers of different powers and swords, go to, be trained to become the best sorcerers they can be. And he trains alongside other students at Jujutsu Kaisen to fight curses and protect humans. The series balances intense action, dark themes, and moments of humor and character growth, making it addictive for fans of shonen anime, aka me. This also sets the stage for our analysis of Gojo, one of the most popular characters in anime. Oh my gosh, like I said, he's so popular. I already knew who he was even before I even watched the show, because he was everywhere. And if you guys want to know a little bit about the anime community, if you guys have been here before, which I'm positive you guys have, you guys will know that shows will tend to be spoiled a lot, even before you even watch the show. That's why I tend to be so careful, but it's not always 100% guaranteed that you're gonna not get spoiled, because you will. And like I said, I've already knew half of the things that was gonna happen. But one thing I did not know about this show, though, is how I thought Yuji Itadori was already a bad guy anyway. I didn't know he was a high schooler, nothing like that, until I watched the show and I realized, oh, okay, so he's not this character. I always thought, because Sukuna's character is very much, with the tattoos and everything else, and I just assumed that was Itadori's character anyway, until I realized it wasn't. But I'm not gonna get too much into it because he's for the next video anyway, so let's get right into who Gojo is. I'm really excited for this. Segment 2. Gojo Satoru's backstory and personality. Gojo Satoru is bold, confident, and borderline untouchable. A sorcerer with extraordinary power and a playful, cocky attitude. He's protective of students, but also loves to tease and challenge those around him. His personality is a mix of charm, humor, and intellect, making him fun to watch, but also fascinating to analyze. Oh yeah, so while I was watching the show, there was something about Gojo that really made me sympathize with him. He's very relatable. But, like I said, I'm going to take a different view on it. Look, I'm not entirely sure, because because I haven't read the manga. I'm going by the anime adaptation here. But I feel like Gojo's personality, though, is, yes, his genuine personality, but also a defense mechanism, because, spoilers ahead here, he had a friend named Geto, and basically it was the only best friend that he had, until that best friend got very he was very idealistic, and and he wanted to be, he thought he was, with his ideologies, he thought, like, I want to quote unquote help people, until he did something that, for one, he doesn't regret. And he becomes like this leader, and he makes a cult. And then Gojo finds out about it, which, mind you, Gojo is very protective of innocent bystanders. So him and Geto get very against each other. When back in the day, when they were high schoolers, they were completely the best of friends. And Geto did care for Gojo until he didn't, in a way. Anyway, so it says that they got into a fight off screen, apparently. And a cursed energy, which I'll explain that a little bit more, is, okay, so a cursed energy, and if I get this wrong, please let me know, gently, of course. So basically is, from my own understanding, it's kind of where you let this negative energy become a source. It's like an aura in a way. It's kind of not surely. It's kind of like Nen, but not really. You're either born with it or you're not. And some people can see cursed spirits, and they're like these monstrous creatures that latch onto you, or people can see them. Some people can, some don't. And anyway, so Geto and Gojo fought off screen unless they said in the anime. And basically, Geto's body dies and a cursed energy takes over. And basically, Geto basically is Gojo's only best friend, dies, and his corpse is being taken over, which is if you really think about it, is really messed up. And anyway, so Gojo has these gorgeous blue eyes, which I'm sure everybody already knows that. But the thing about Gojo is that he has 6 eyes, even though they're not technically shown, but he can. So basically, Gojo's eyes. So he can't technically see how you and I can see, like normal things. He can see energy. He can see people's cursed energy or auras. And the reason why he has to wear a blindfold a lot is that's what he's kind of basically known, or some sunglasses, is because if he doesn't wear them, it can drive him insane, and it's so much energy that his eyes take that it can give him headaches or migraines, and he can't handle that. So the reason I say that, yes, his cocky attitude is yes, genuine, because you can tell, but it's also a defense mechanism, because a lot of people put a lot of responsibility on Gojo, because some people actually don't see him as human, unfortunately. They actually see him, okay, so whatever cursed energy or whatever Gojo has, it's Gojo's responsibility. Whatever happens, Gojo does it. Gojo this, Gojo that. And the reason why, in my personal opinion, I believe Gojo doesn't mind it, but at the same time he kind of low-key hates it, is because the reason why he became a teacher, and I think trains, Itadori and the other characters, because he doesn't want to take that responsibility all the time. He wants them to take the responsibility for themselves instead of relying on him all the time. And Gojo, since he kind of doesn't see himself as human either, because a lot of people don't see him that way, so he doesn't see himself that way. So he thinks in a kind of a defense but playful mechanism where he thinks, okay, because I'm put in the responsibility that I'm the strongest soldier, which hell yeah, I am. But I'm kind of low-key tired of people putting all this responsibility on me, but I can't show that. Because I need to remain untouchable, and I am untouchable. So, it's kind of like he's fighting the urge to not fighting the urge to give up. Oh, absolutely not, because that's not Gojo. But it's kind of in a sense of, okay, I want to teach these students to not rely on me low-key, even though I'll not always be there, but I want to know that they can do it too. So that's why he's trying to train all of them to be the best that they can, the best of the best, so that low-key they can surpass him, because like I said, he's kind of low-key tired of being the responsible one all the time, even though we don't technically know his backstory. It's a mystery. But from what I do understand is that when he was born, he became very special. He was born rich from the time he was born. You can tell, and like genuinely, he is very confident. He is very cocky and very playful, genuinely. But like I said, it's also a defense mechanism because he feels like if people get too close, they might get hurt, and he doesn't want to lose people. But at the same time, he feels intense pressure at the same time without showing it, that he needs to be the greatest when he knows he is, but he's tired of it because it's a whole lot of responsibility that was put on him. And instead of people seeing him in the show as a human, they see him as a weapon because he's like the strongest of the strongest. And he knows that, other people know that, but low-key he's kind of like tired of it. And that's why he's training, these students to be the best so that he can kind of back off a little bit. Not to slack off, but to kind of be like, okay, I want you guys to do better than me so you guys can take responsibility instead of relying on me all the time. But that's my personal opinion. That's what I think, and I'm going with the flow with that one. Alright, let's keep going. Segment 3, Gojo's power and style. Gojo isn't just confident, he's a powerhouse. Mystery of cursed energy techniques that make him nearly unbeatable. His infinity ability allows him to manipulate space and distance, giving him a unique combat edge. Combine strategy and raw power with a playful personality that hides his full strength. So basically, when he fights cursed energy or just anyone in general, he kind of gives them like levels. Like, he doesn't show his potential strength because he can end up fighting within a second if he wanted to. But going back to what I said in segment 2, with him taking all this responsibility and stuff to be the greatest, he also wants to see other people's potential as well. Cause honestly, he's bored with the low-key with the fact that he can end it really quickly if he wanted to, cause he knows it can be like that. But if he cursed energy, humans, doesn't really matter, other sorcerers, if he can sense that you can handle it, he will go full on strength. But if you're putting to the strength where you're potentially hurting someone that he loves or hurting someone close to him, he can absolutely destroy you and will not hesitate without any hesitation. So he goes on to level, he'll tease you about it, which is kind of relatable because as a genuine flirty person myself, as I like to think, a lot of people think, oh, he's so flirty, yes, because when you're genuinely confident and you have to kind of kind of sort of an act, not really, but like, cause he knows he can end someone within 2 seconds. It's not even funny. Like, to him, it's not even funny. He goes, by the time the fight is done, it's like, okay, that's it? like that, like, 99% of the times he probably fought was like, that's it? Like, in his head, he's like, that's it? Like, that's all the fight I got. Like, come on, bro. Like, he's like, really? Like, that's all the fight you got me. Like, honestly, that's all you can handle. So he goes on by levels, and he'll tease you about it. He'll try to do anything to provoke you, which I relate to that because playfully and generally I do like to provoke people in a teasing, playful way. That's the difference. But yeah, he'll provoke his enemies, anyone in general that can give him a good adrenaline in a way. He'll do it. He'll absolutely do it. But he's really powerful. And that's when it comes to, when people kind of look into his eyes, it's very powerful. Cause he's not only reading your cursed energy and stuff, but he can also, he can also not take it away, but he can diminish it or lower it if he wants, because his eyes are really, really intense. And to him, like I said, it can be very mind-grating in a way. He might not show it because he's showing it with a smile, obviously very cocky smile. Segment 4, Part 1. Fan appeal and charm. Gojo has become an instant favorite. His mix of humor, confidence, and unmatched skills draws viewers in. Honestly, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys. When I saw Gojo, I never expected him to be the side character. I always thought he was kind of the main character, and Itadori was like the side villain. Nope, Itadori is the main villain. And Gojo's the side character, which I've seen this so many times on my Instagram that says, the main protagonist and who actually stole the show, which Gojo obviously. And 99% of the time, a lot of people do watch it for Gojo, which I completely understand. But my different take on it is that even though I already knew of Gojo, what really, if I'm being brutally honest with you guys, what really set me in was Itadori or Sukuna's character. That was really interesting to me. And when I started watching it, and I really, really liked, Itadori and Sukuna, but mostly Itadori, because due to his kind heart and, and how he was with his grandfather and how he kind of never really knew his parents, which, by the way, season 3 is ongoing, which I'm really, really excited for next Thursday, because I'm really excited to see what happens. Spoilers ahead, it's really, really weird without Gojo, which I know, extremely Gojo fans are having a tough time with it. I'm pushing through it because I know he'll come back. I'm being very patient. This is where I kind of love that concept. It was kind of weird at first, where, he going back to the whole responsibility thing. I love what they kind of did, which was, what would happen if Gojo got trapped or whatever, which he does, in a prison realm, and everyone there has to kind of rely on each other and their own strength to kind of get him out of that prison realm. And so even though he's out there in that prison realm, but low-key, even though he's really calm about it, he knows his students will come back for him, absolutely. But at the same time, low-key, he's genuinely not concerned in a way. It's not that, it's kind of but what if it doesn't? What if I'm not there? Because like I said, since he's been put responsibility ever since, and since he lost his actual best friend Geto as well, he's kind of afraid, okay, what if people lose because of me? What if I'm not there to protect them? So at the same time, even though he's not there, I'm sure he's thinking that at the same time, but his confidence in it and his pride overrides, and he's like, nah, they'll be fine. That's what I assume. He's like, nah, they'll be fine. They'll be okay. They got this, but at the same time, I'm sure he's like, oh God, please be okay at the same time. I want to get out of here, but I can't. But I know you guys will be okay. So go ahead and save me, because I'm trapped here, and it's really, really hot and really, really uncomfortable. So please get me out of here. But yeah, that's what I assume he's like that. But yeah, he's, yes, the typical, yes, he's attractive. I ain't gonna lie, he is very attractive. He has gorgeous eyes. And he's relatable as heck, which I understand. But if I'm gonna be honest, though, he wasn't really honestly my first pick, if I'm being brutally honest with you guys. It was Itadori's character until I found out he was a high schooler, and I'm like, never mind. And turns out, Gojo's around 27, 28, which is around kind of my age. So, like mid-20s range. So I'm like, okay, awesome. I can like crush on you, absolutely. But there's some, like, I get it. There's some that are like up there, like fair, like hardcore. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore fan of Gojo. I really like him. I really respect his character, and like I said, I really empathize with him because he's relatable. I see a lot of him in like personality wise and stuff. But would I say like he's like the person that I would simp for, and like I would get tons of merch of him? Probably not. But like I said, I have a wallpaper of him right now, so I'm kind of, I'm a little bit of both. I'm like there, but I have like more respect for him and his character and his personality. And, you know, like he's just relatable. Like, he's just relatable. Yes, he's attractive, but he's more relatable as a character, like a comfort character, you know. And, you know, I'm kind of in, like, yeah, like, yes, I consider sort of a fangirl, but I'm not to the extreme, you know. I have this, like respect towards him, if you guys know what I mean. But do I find him attractive? Yes. Yeah, there ain't gonna lie. I mean, out of all the other men that I've seen, he's up there. He's up there. Segment 4, Part 2. Final thoughts plus what's next. What Gojo teaches us: confidence can be a weapon. Power and playfulness can coexist. Sometimes the character you least expect to love ends up being your favorite. That is so true. Because what I love about Gojo, and I've always had a thing for confident guys, like genuinely confident guys. You know, yeah, like at first he wasn't my first pick, but after a while it's like, okay, dude, now it's understandable, you know. Now I'm gonna say it like this: Gojo's confidence is a genuine confidence, yes, but a defense mechanism at the same time. Because a lot of people, you know, they say fake it until you make it confident wise. But in my personal opinion, be confident, but also be okay with insecurities as well. Like, as long as you don't project all the time, this and that, like, everybody's insecure. I'm sure Gojo at one point in his life was like insecure about something. We don't know what it is, but he had to be insecure of something. But there's an example of Gojo's confidence is not caring what people think of you. That is, I would have to be the most important about Gojo's confidence is not caring what people think, enjoying your life. You know, be playful, be fun, but be genuinely fun about it. Don't just put up an act so people can like you. No. Gojo doesn't care. Gojo does not care if he's liked or not. He just loves being there, loves to just be playful, loves to be a nuisance if he wants to, but with like charisma though. And, you know, everyone can learn from Gojo to be confident in yourself, to not care what other people think of you, and just enjoy life. Enjoy life, enjoy what you love, and, you know, and don't care what people think, because people are gonna have mixed feelings about you, whether you like it or not. So go enjoy your life and live it to the fullest. Live it to the fullest. You know, if you want to feel sexy, freaking go for it. If you want to be playful, freaking go for it. If you want to be cute, freaking go for it. Who cares what other people think? As long as you're not hurting anyone else and you're enjoying. Well, actually, I'm gonna put it like this: you're going to hurt people regardless of what you do, because people always have a thing or will always say about something because they are not enjoying them live themselves. So as long as you genuinely apologize but not be a people pleaser, please enjoy your freaking life because nobody's gonna live it for you. You know, and that's why I like Gojo so much, because he's not just a comfort character, he's a relatable character. And, you know, as a genuinely flirty person, if I find something interesting or if I want to be funny, I'll be funny. I don't care what you think. Like, that's what Gojo's personality is. It's be funny, be relatable. Who cares what people think? Who cares what people think? Alright, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really happy to start, you know, going to these analysis. I'm really excited for season 3 to come out next week. And, yeah, if you guys want any more characters, which I'm really excited to go into Itadori's, episode next, if you guys want to follow my socials, they're down in the description below. And also, real quick, I will not be doing a video until March 8th. I have some family things to do during those times, so I will not be posting next week, which would be March 1st. So it will be for March 8th. So I'm really excited to get into Jujutsu Kaisen. Is a really wonderful show, but don't worry, you guys. Hunter x Hunter will still be in there. I just need to talk about new anime just so that I don't lose, character analysis content and stuff like that. But you guys know I love Hunter x Hunter. It will be my ultimate favorite. I would say Jujutsu Kaisen would be my second, though, if I'm being brutally honest. But yeah, if I could honestly say, would I recommend this show? Absolutely. If you guys are good with violence and fights, please have at it. Alright, you guys, per usual, love y'all, bye!